All right, so for math, you noticed in your book you don't have a Unit 10, Lesson 7. So here is your activity for the day. Okay, so just to review, there are 3 prominent primary vocabulary words for this unit. The first being array. The definition of an array is an arrangement of objects in rows and columns. So here to the right, we have an array of like sodas. Okay, sodas with a straw in it. They're arranged in rows and columns. Second vocabulary word is rows. Rows are organized from left to right. So all of these objects that are here in this setting right here, left to right, is called a row, right? So you have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, and 4 rows. And then lastly, you have columns, and those are organized from top to bottom or up and down. Okay, and using the same array, here's 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, and 5 rows. Okay, all right. So here is your activity. Alrighty, so for today's activity, you have 2 options for how you can do this. The first one is to build your arrays. Okay, so you're going to find objects around your house to build arrays. Now you want your arrays to be consistent of the same objects. So for today's example, I'm going to build my arrays with Sour Patch Kids. Okay, because I had them laying around and I think they're yummy. Alright, if you choose to do this, if you choose to build your array, you're going to have 4 of them. You need to build it and then take pictures of them. So either with the Chromebook that you borrowed from the school or whatever device that you have available to you. Ask your mom and dad, brother and sister to help you take pictures of each of your arrays. Again, there are going to be 4 problems, 4 arrays that you need to build. So I expect to have 4 pictures sent to me. Alright? The second option, if you don't have objects laying around the house, if you don't have like little candies, if you don't have buttons, you might use pennies, some coins. You might be able to use little pasta noodles, whatever objects that you have laying around the house. I don't expect you to go out and buy new objects. I want you to find things that you already have around the house, okay? Don't use the macaroni noodles that your mommy and daddy are going to make for dinner. Make sure that you're using something that you're allowed to use. So ask permission before you actually use them. Alright, so build your array and then take a picture and send it to me, just like you're going to submit your work any other way. Okay, the second option is to draw your array. Okay, so I'm going to use, in this case, when I do the example, I'm going to use a Post-it note. If you have Post-it notes, great. If not, then just use a regular piece of paper, plain or lined. It doesn't matter. However you need to do it. Okay, you can build your arrays using a pencil or a marker. Up to you. You can be creative. Okay. Alright, so let's get going on showing you the example. So we just reviewed rows and columns and arrays. You know, I don't need to reiterate what the definitions of those vocabulary terms are. You should be well acquainted, I hope by now. Some of you already have taken your Unit 10 test, so I'm hoping that you already have mastered those vocabulary words. Alright, so I'm going to jump right in. So the first one that we're going to do, the first array that we're going to build is going to have 6 columns and 2 rows. Okay, 6 columns and 2 rows. I'm going to move these out of the way and brush the sugar off because we don't want that around. Okay, 6 columns and 2 rows. Remember, columns go up and down. They hold up the roof. Up and down go the columns. Okay, so 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you might be wondering, Mrs. Haywood, I'm confused. Why are your objects lined up right to left? You'll see in just a second. So we need 6 columns. Okay, you know that they're going to go up and down. and 2 rows. Well, here's 1 row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's another row. 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 rows. 1, 2. Okay, just like that. Once you're done, take a picture of your work and submit it. Okay? So that's one example. You're going to see a problem that says something like 18 objects. 18 objects. Does it tell you how many rows or columns to make? No, right? So you need to take 18 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. 18 objects. And arrange them in rows and columns however you want. Okay, you have freedom to choose. So what I would do, 18 objects, is I would start moving them around. I would put out 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good, about 4. Then I'm going to start to put more in my columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but I have 2 left, and that doesn't make sense because that array won't work. So let me get rid of this one, this column, and move them down here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, that works. So how many columns and how many rows do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 3 columns, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Take a picture of it and submit it, as long as it follows whatever it said for the problem. 18 objects, and there are 18 objects here. And I'm not asking you to tell me how many rows and columns there are. I'm not trying to tell you to find what was missing. I just want you to build whatever it tells you to do on the paper. Okay, so that's if you are going to do build your array. Okay, if you're building your array, that's how I want you to do it. If you don't have objects to use, I want you to draw your array. So here's the first example. This was number 1. 6 columns and 2 rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I need 2 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 rows, 2 columns. Take a picture of it and submit it. 18 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 objects. Take a picture and submit it. Easy peasy. Alright guys, get going.